the Final Four stage, the expectation every year. That expectation has not changed for these John Calipari-led Hogs. Fifth game of the season for this new era of Hog basketball. Arkansas today takes on the in-state rival, that's Little Rock, the reigning OVC champs, which should be an interesting one. Welcome inside Bud Walton. It's a Little Rock team that won 21 games a year ago, the reigning OVC champs. They got a couple of veterans in their starting lineup. They've won back-to-back road games and coming in with a little confidence.
Yeah, they're coming in feeling good about themselves. They're getting their defense in order, which is something, as we all know, Darrell Walker wants to be the staple of his team, and they're starting to score it at a pretty high level.
Well, Arkansas starts with it on this end of the floor. DJ Wagner turned in probably his finest offensive performance the other day, scored 14, offline with the leaner. And so this is the aforementioned Darrell Walker's starting five, the former Hog All-American for the 80s. After the turnover and the botched alley-oop, Little Rock's coming the other way. The leading scorers in that starting five, Mwani Wilkinson and Jonathan Lawson.
Wilkinson from LSU is a very veteran guy. He's been in here numerous times with the Tigers. This environment, this team is not too big for him. Look for him to have a big night tonight.
He sticks out like a sore thumb. He's the fifth-year senior. He's got the big wide body, brawny shoulders. He's a physical player. Second turnover. This is Adu Thero. They may score that basket on the goaltend, and Thero could be headed to the line.
His shot is coming. Just an all-around special player with tremendous athleticism.
And that clearly hit the backboard. Yeah, Joe, he has thrived to start the year. Yeah.
He get better. That's him right there.
He's leading Kentucky in scoring, averaging about 18.5 a game. Small sample size. We only played 4 games. A third takeaway on 3 possessions, and the latest is Boogie Flan ripping it away from the point guard and taking it the other way.
If I would say there's an emphasis that Cal has come into Arkansas with, it's been he wants to be a much better defensive team than he was the last 3 or 4 years, and we see it early on tonight.
Goodness, John L. Davis now getting involved in
back cuts or get some kind of post action to take some of this pressure off of these guards.
It is a very athletic unit for Arkansas out there. How many players we will see off the bench, that remains to be seen.
Good ball movement by the Razorbacks.
I mean, this is as good a start as you could ask for on the Arkansas side on both ends of the floor. Flan, the blow-by in the reverse.
The big fella Toon got stuck out in no man's land on the wing there, and he got shook bad and got in there for the easy 2.
So Boogie Flan, the 5-star freshman, he's got 6 of Arkansas's 11. And they are overwhelming the Trojans the first few minutes of this game. So there is the SEC veteran you pointed out before. That's Moon Township, Pennsylvania. I mean, Joe, let's not understate it. That was a seismic bit of news back in early April, right after 15 years at Kentucky. I mean, shoot, in a lot of ways, it was very strange to think that. All right, Thero clear for takeoff here. This Little Rock team, second game in 3 nights. They were at Tulsa Wednesday, beat them 71-57. It was an encouraging win. That said, they had the bus ride yesterday morning, get into town, so they have been away for several days. Ivisic.
I mean, we all want it right away, but if you keep working at it.
Oh, he just took it away from Bellion. Thero is looking for Billy Richmond. Carter Knox sticks with it.
In comparison to other SEC teams, and just, again, they only play 7 guys.
Yeah, Adu is the X factor that they would love to have back.
He gives them, Kevin, that toughness, that.
Stood short a couple of days, so we will see.
Well, I know Cal's ready for him, I can tell you that.
Sure. Wilkinson wants the 3. That's offline. Bellion, that one right to him. Deflected pass. Hughes steps into the mid-range. That's good. This is jumper offline. Little Rock, the 3-2 start. It's wins against Tulsa and UTSA. Those were 2 road wins. Their other win against the non-Division I opponent on opening night. Pennyfeather, the freshman, with his first bucket to get it back to an 8-point game.
And this is all happening because they've done a nice job the last 3 possessions. That they, being Little Rock, got 2 turnovers and a defensive stop.
Ivisic lines up the straight-on three.
Boy, I tell you what, I love.
He's coming back the other way. Well, you played a couple of seasons with him, and you know just the characteristics you remember about him that makes him. Oh, there's Thiero, a transition slam. Boy, he has done a couple of chin-ups on the rim in this first half.
He can get out and run, and he can fly.
So it's a 13-point lead again for Arkansas. It is led by double digits for much of this half. Great backdoor cut. Wilkinson off the window.
And that's what they got to do. I mean, this pressure is relentless. They're not going to be able to just keep running outside. They got to plant, go back door, and try to get this pressure off them a little bit.
So that's 5 for Mwani Wilkinson. Boogie Fland's triple is pure.
That's what
Key players today. More on that in a moment. Thiero with the shot clock winding. Back out to Knox. Passes up the three. The leaner, that's good.
Again, you like the ball movement against the zone. Nobody's holding the ball. Nobody's just standing there with the ball's not sticking. It gets to the high post, to one side, over to the other for the drive. That's how you beat the zone.
Yeah, outside of a couple of turnovers, it has largely been mistake-free ball for Arkansas. Jordan Jefferson off the bench. He hits the 15-footer. Jefferson.
Wasn't like they weren't getting good looks. They struggled early against the zone, and that's why you see Little Rock in a zone right there. Arkansas had a hard time kind of figuring out the zone. But again, when you're in a zone, you got in this perimeter pressure that the Razorbacks are suffocating the Trojans with at this time.
Again, point guard was going to be a little bit of a question mark with Robinson out for the year, and today that's magnified. Nice attack. There is the backup point guard, Isaiah Lewis, who's of ball and player movement yet in this first half. Wilkinson just has to take it himself. Wagner's got it, and numbers. This is a 3-on-none. Richmond with the easy layup. Wow.
Well,
Been one step ahead in just about every category tonight. Boogie Fland on the attack once more. Wagner open three, sticks it. DJ Wagner.
and you see there, you have a guy in Boogie Fland who can get downhill, get by his man, get to the lane, and create help situations. Little Rock hasn't shown the ability to do that as of yet.
Boy, you know the value of that dribble drive into the paint and then pass to the three-point shooter more often than not. Could be open.
Gets teams in rotation, gets them chasing the ball.
Wagner again.
Tell you,
The win on Monday. He's got 2 here in the first half. Arkansas a blur again into the front court. Fland buries a 3. It's 3 in a row for the Hogs.
and you like
For Little Rock, they made the trek up here on Route I-40. This is a poor finish to the sequence. Wilkinson underneath got fouled, and so Little Rock has got an opportunity here.
threes, and they were able to hit them and able to get back in the game. I think it's going to be difficult in the half court to get anything going.
This is Lewis on the go, and now they back it out. That's a foul on Evi. That is Croatian on Croatian crime there. These are the former teammates on the U16 national team.
Trying to do it.
Bellion, beautiful coastal city along the Adriatic,
Look at
known
you.
for its cobblestoned old town. I'm going next summer, hopefully. It looks lovely. 5-second count started. Jefferson checks the clock, and then a foul underneath. Bellion went flying. And so that's another foul on Arkansas
Setting that little baseline.
here for the redshirt sophomore. It's got to be a good feeling.
Puts even more of a burden.
Fland bounce pass down to Carter Knox. Fland's got it now. Boogie Fland collects, draws the foul, and count the basket.
But still a very impressive.
Catholic League at Archbishop Stepinac, New York Mr. Basketball, and wherever Cal was going, he was going. Of course, he was committed to Kentucky, and then once the seismic change happened back in April, he said, nope, I'm coming with Cal to Arkansas. and the Hogs fans must love that. Lawson might have got away with shuffling his feet. He's got it back here in the corner. That is a long wingspan to have to deal with here. Lawson flings it up, and now this time it's a foul on the floor. So they will wave off that.
The other end.
It was very similar. Now, it was Mike Nance here who, to start the season.
Yeah, Kevin, he's got to be good for him this year with KK. With what happened to KK, he's going to really have to carry a load for the Trojans.
One last possession for Arkansas. They've been up by double digits since the first minute and a half of the game. Davis with 4, back out to Knox, sets the feet, rises, misses the 3. Nevertheless, it's an 18-point lead for Arkansas at the break, and they overwhelmed.
Getting the defense going, getting the active hands, getting the turnovers, getting out and running, getting what they wanted.
I just hope Eddie Sutton allowed you guys to listen to little Eagles in the locker room or something like that. Pre-game, post-game. There's a nice basket. Little Rock right out of the break.
He did not. You gotta throw a really bad pass to not hit Thero on the lob.
Well, they connect this time. Thero, smothered by Wilkinson, and Wilkinson steps right over him. And now you got a couple of players puffing their chests out here. Thero pops right up.
There's constantly people bodying you up.
Well, Wilkinson takes it away. Well,
I don't see anything there.
I tell you what, if anything, Thero holding on to the ball is what probably pulled in pregame. And he is a very humbled, mild-mannered kid, and it had an arm on the ball as well. So all's well that ends well, we think. A 9. And so we play on. This is Bellion, turns, goes up with the left, score it, and the foul.
Now this is what Darryl wanted to do. He wanted
16 team that they played on together years ago. Bellion from Trogier.
Or drive it back to the middle.
Thero has taken the 3 shots. He's made them all. Also 3 of 3 at the line. So he's got 9 points. A couple turnovers today for the junior. Lewis, the reverse tonight. And most on the floor, at least a handful of them in that rotation. Freshmen like Knox, Fland, Richmond. Thero, the crossover, and the foul. Count the basket. It was a Thero over. Thero, that's his 3rd steal. Adu, Thero with a little windmill.
You hear hard work, determination, great attitude. And again, 3 years of maturation. Now he's got some maturity to go with all those things. Knows how to play.
Cruel irony, the one game that Dad can make it for, a Little Rock shoot-around. We started doing the math. All right, so Corliss of roles, if you will, in the house tonight, which I think is made for a pretty unique evening and matchup with Corliss Williamson's son, of course, on Little Rock in his sophomore season.
Well, just, Kevin, for so...
Joe, this is only the second ever meeting between Argo.
And you go up and you get off at exit 12 onto I-49, then you go up.
Yep. Remember, he was a key member of that 04 Pistons team. Boy, how much fun was that team to watch? Chauncey and Rasheed and Ben Wallace and Tyshawn Prince.
I remember years ago talking to Larry Ellis. It was amazing.
Wow.
And I didn't even ask for that. He knew, he knew I was from Arkansas, but he just said his maturity and his leadership was huge for that team.
He was the veteran, no doubt. Wilkinson, by the way, with back-to-back.
The tightness goes away, and you just start playing loose and free.
And so Little Rock bringing a little pressure, wild pass, and Wilkinson chases it down. Up ahead, Bellion stuffs it. And so Little Rock's running with house money, as they like to say. After the Thero miss, this is Lewis. A basket here could get it back to single digits. Lewis knocks it down. It's an 8-point game after the 10.
Anything, Little Rock all over it.
So Arkansas hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes. It needs to answer. Thiero! Oh, almost.
I can tell you that right now.
I said fouled by Bellion. I think it was less of foul. 5 at the line. And remains perfect. 10 points.
Rock to take a forced shot to where they can get their flow back, their transition game going again.
Lawson, Wilkinson, they lost him on the baseline, and Mwani Wilkinson.
Where you have got to communicate, and you've got to make sure that that guy guarding the guy coming off the screen, he's guarding a piece of wood, ends up with 2.
With the pressure.
Well, they went to a zone. They're back to man now, switching it up a little bit, but they're changing the defense. But again, they're keeping Arkansas in front of them.
Thiero gets inside, throws it up, draws the foul, and so Thiero, he has lived at the line.
Always talked for Phil Jackson with the Bulls. They always talked about a rhythm. The offense has a rhythm. Shoot, it's humming around the perimeter and moving inside and out. When it sticks on, that pressure was relentless.
Yes.
As the game's gone on. Is it fatigue? I guarantee you, it's hard to play this kind of defense for 40 minutes with 7 guys.
Lawson hits the 3.
It's not happened so far.
And here comes Little Rock. Wilkinson offline. Lawson has it. Hughes wants 3. Missed it. Ivisic comes down with it. And Wilkinson gets tangled up with them. He's grabbing at his left ankle. His left knee.
Oh, no.
So here's the, to add fuel. Splits the pair. It is an 8-point game. It's the closest since Arkansas started the ball game on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, now that's a shot you can't have. I mean, that's a contested. Again, we were talking about rhythm and ball movement. Got to be aggressive, and they've got to, play the locker room.
Yeah, we have not seen him reappear just yet. So if you're Daryl, boy, unfortunately, we got players dropping left and right here. This is not a good sign.
And neither team has the depth.
Yeah.
To withstand it.
Lawson underneath, put his shoulder down, count it, and the foul. Jonathan Lawson.
Got a little size. Take the smaller guard down there and punish it.
He's 6'7".
Got the big fella out high on the ball at half court.
Dangerous pass there, but then a foul that bails Ivisic and knocks out in the corner. That's on Lawson.
And you got to find some way to get penetration against the high to the wing, high up at the top to the other wing. They're not getting it.
Again, Arkansas only playing the 7-man rotation today. Thiero, the acrobatic putback. He has got the line, the hammer pass to Wilkinson, hit the back of the rim. Lawson with the long wingspan. That shot's erased. It was Ivisic again. Knox on the move, lost the handle momentarily. Knox gets fouled. Just a chaotic now for Ivisic. So he's got 14 on the year. He only appeared in about a dozen games. It took the NCAA. It's an 11-point game. This one is tightened up for the last 5 to 8 minutes or so. Arkansas led by 18 at the break. Let's see if Flan can knock it down. He can.
You see how that ball popped, Kevin? It was.
Arkansas's lead extended back to 14. Ivisic knocks that one away. Then he's whistled for a pretty soft reach in. That's his 3rd foul. Make it his 4th. Auburn over Houston.
Yeah, I mean, you're going into the ring of fire.
And 18 at the break. They were back within 7 a few minutes ago, only to see Arkansas pull back in front by 13 with 7:16 to go in the half. In the ball game, I should say, as well. There was a foul on Arkansas there, so it's a 1-and-1. Again, Arkansas only playing short rotation. There's a whole bunch of youth in there as
And that's what happens with youth. You got to have a guy like Nelly Davis. You miss Adu. You miss Brazil. Guys that have been around a little bit, like Thero has, that can calm everybody down.
Tapped back in by Hughes. Playing 7. You know, maybe Kashmir Chavis is the next freshman that could get time, but he has not appeared in a game this season. Wagner lines up the 3. Got it!
Side out, side to side work against this zone.
No one in the middle. Thero barges into Hughes. He gets whistled for the blocking foul. He was looking to draw the charge. So
They go the other way so that the zone shifts.
Thero at the line today. Now 9 out of 10. That was actually.
And that's what everybody loves. I mean, he's got active hands. He's all over the place.
Wilkinson deflected that, but he ran right into a wall of Arkansas players. He's back to his feet. Arkansas hits a 3. DJ Wagner has got 4 today.
Every time I'm in practice, the one thing you can count on in practice with the Razorbacks is hearing Cal yell at DJ Wagner, shoot the ball.
Lawson athletic sophomore from Camden, New Jersey. Spent last year with Cal at Kentucky. It's all in the family, if you will, with the Wagners. Of course, John Calipari coaching his father, DeJuan, at Memphis. It's only playing 7 today. Yeah, Milt was the legend at Louisville, then went on to play in the league.
Good player.
You wonder, by the way, as Lewis tosses up the 3, he connects back to a 12-point game. Like DeJuan, what could have been NBA career, you know, had dealt with a lot of injuries and other ailments in his short NBA career. Fland, aggressive attack. He gets fouled, and he's at the.
About 4 years of radio, and he was at Memphis, and I mean, percent.
And then once he got there, that thing started rolling, as they say.
Well,
now, if you're Arkansas, you're up 14. They weathered a little bit of a surge there from Little Rock, although that's an early triple on the shot clock. Fland couldn't hit it. Here comes Lawson, puts it up, lays it in. So it's back to a dozen.
Again, it's not a good there, making one pass and jacking up a shot. Man, make this zone work. Give you guys a chance. Get it inside at the free throw line till you can get some of this stuff.
Better ball movement here. Ivisic was just a little hesitant.
He got to shoot that, man.
Yep. Expanded SEC thing. Welcome Texas and Oklahoma. You know, back to a 10-point game. If you're Little Rock, well, you can't set up any sort of pressure now. Lands threw that one up, left it short. 2:20 to go. Lewis on the move. It's the fill-in point guard this year for KK Robinson. Lawson's 3 has it back to an 8-point.
Arkansas is going to hold the ball, trying to pick it up and force a turnover.
Thero is waiting for the lob. To Thero, an exclamation point on a well-rounded day at the office.
Yeah, when you got a pressure at 94 feet and they can get out of that initial trap, you got athletes at the other end. You're going to be able to have some good finishes.
Boy, so back-to-back Thero moments. He knocks away another pass. This is Boogie Fland in transition, got fouled. And so Boogie Fland is going to throw line. 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. You ready for one more? 6 steals.
Razorbacks try to do. If they're trapping, he's giving energy. If he's ball handler, he's driving it hard. If he's a primary defender, he's getting up there. If you need a rebound, you need a block. Maximum effort all the time.
Cal joked he's turning into dad. He coached his dad at Memphis.
Yeah, when they go to junior high.
You know, Thero is father of his dad, who wore that same number. What a strong start to the year for the junior from Pittsburgh, who has just naturally evolved and matured into a more assertive, aggressive, and active player. At least 5 games into this season, I would not expect the assertiveness or aggression to die off.
Where would they be without him?
Yeah, that's a great point. So it's an 11-point game here with 30.9 champs that they are. We're able to cut the deficit back 4-1 with Maryland Eastern Shore in a couple of days, and then that Illinois game next week. in Kansas City.
Gonna
What
be,
did you?
Going to be
Go
fun
ahead.
watching that game. I mean, because you're going to have in Illinois, you're going to have a team that can give Arkansas a little athleticism that maybe they haven't seen, with the exception of Baylor.
Thero with 23 and 8. Boogie Fland went for 21 as well and 7 assists. Wagner and Avicic in double figures, and so Cal and Darrell Walker, they coached against each other, by the way, in the NBA. First time they've coached against one another in 30 years. Arkansas with the 79-67 win. You talk about watching film. Was something that stood out from a positive standpoint to you about this Arkansas team today?
Well, you got